Hey guys, what's going on and welcome to a brand new video. This is of course your Leeds United vs Spurs preview, and let's get into it. So first we're going to talk about the news that came out of the Daniel Farke press conferences and the injury updates. So first off is Dan James. He has an ankle injury and it's not as bad as we all thought as it came out yesterday, and it has been confirmed there'll be 4 to 6 weeks out. So he's going to be out of 4 to 6 weeks. We got this game, then we've got an international break, which means it's not going to be like 6 weeks, 4 weeks of actual football. It's good that we have an international break for that. I hate the international break because no football, but it's good that we can get Dan James back even when he is fully fit. I don't know if he starts. Just a hot take, maybe. That might be a hot take. I don't know if he gets ahead of Aronson the way he's been playing. But Daniel James will be back from 4 to 6 weeks, which is good because we need someone to come off the bench, even if Aronson does start and keeps playing the way he's doing and deserves to start. I want Dan James back to have the other option, even off the bench. Instead of having Tanaka come on the right, we finally have Dan James back, and using that pace off the bench will be better than starting him, in my opinion. Especially in the Premier League, I think he's better starting than coming off the bench. Also, Perry is back in training, so the news that Perry is back in training, for me, he's second choice goalkeeper still. Like, Darlow's played that well that I think he's earned his spot as well, and I think he deserves to keep it. So that's the update on those two. Hoping to be, here we go. Nonto is out as well, and there's question marks over Harry Gray with a hip injury, so Harry Gray might not even make the bench, and we might have to put, I don't even know who would be the next option to put on the bench. I don't even know, but Harry Gray might not even make the bench because he's apparently injured as well. He might be injured. So yeah, that's all the injury updates currently right now. So Nonto, of course, still out. Dan James, 4 to 6 weeks. You got Perry's back in training, which is good, but I still think Darlow deserves a start. And yeah, you got Harry Gray, who might not even make the bench because he's apparently injured. So yeah, so let's get into the preview. Leeds United are playing Spurs, and let's go through the last 6 meetings. It hasn't been good for Leeds. We've only won 1 out of the last 6, and that came, of course, in the lockdown season when we won 3-1. The rest of the games, a 4-1 loss to Spurs, a 4-3 loss to Spurs, if you remember that game. I mean, we should have won that game. We were 3-2 up with like 10 minutes to go, and then we conceded twice. We lost 4-0. We lost 2-1, and also we lost 3-0. So they're all the results since 2021 to 2023, so all recent results as well. We've only won 1 out of the last 6, with them scoring 18 goals, us scoring 8, 15 yellow cards to 9, and one red card each. So yeah, going into this game, am I confident? No, but there is a bit of a chance that maybe we can get a goal or two, because they do have a couple of players out, Spurs. I'm going to go through their injury list right now. They got Dragusin, who is out. They got Kulusevski, who is out. James Maddison, of course, we know is out for the season. Solanke's out. Basuma's out. Kolomuani's out. And Takai's also out. Actually, no. Takai, Basuma, and Kolomuani are all doubtful. Solanke, Maddison, Kulusevski, and Dragusin are all out. So they got a bunch of injury, Spurs. They are 4th in the league with 3 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss with 11 points. Well, we're on 2 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses on 8 points. But Spurs can be that team. Like, their last game, they just drew to Wolves, and we battered Wolves. But Spurs are this team that, it depends which Spurs team come out. Like, they're a team that they either come out firing and they'll be very good, or they come out very bad and poor, and you can get at them. They're one of those teams that are just, they'll have a very good day, and then next week they might have a very off day. So they're one of those teams that can be got at, which I could see is getting at them. So let's go through the lineup and how I think we're going to line up just through this game. I think, of course, we're going to start with Darlow in goal. Then you're going to have Bogle at right back, Strauch and Rodon as your centre-back partnership. You're going to have Goodmanson on the left. You're going to have then your midfield 3 of Stack, Longstaff and Ampadu. And then you're going to have your front 3 of Brendan Aronson, Okafor and DCL. We're not changing any of the lineup. Everyone that started in the last game deserves to start again. And yeah, no one deserves to be dropped, because the performances that they're all putting out, the performances that I've been seeing from every single one of them, they've all been playing well. They've all been playing good, especially in the last game against Bournemouth. In my opinion, I was more scared of the Bournemouth game than I am at the Spurs game. I thought Bournemouth were a way bigger of a threat than Spurs. Not because I think they're going to finish higher in the league. I was just like, I think Spurs are like a team that, as I said, can have an off day or a good day, where Bournemouth are pretty consistent in how good they play, but we played pretty well against them. And at Elland Road, we've been very good defensively. In attack, we've looked good at Elland Road. I really like this at Elland Road. It looks like a fortress this season, so it's going to be a tough place for any team to go, whether that's Liverpool, Man City, anyone. It's going to be a very tough place to go for anyone in this league. Not saying that we're going to go undefeated, of course, but we still have that record of not losing a game at Elland Road since the Burnley game back in the Championship, which is a record that might end after the Spurs game. But it's one of those things that you look at and say, I know it's championship teams, but it is a record that we've kept in the Premier League as well, playing Everton at home, playing Newcastle at home, playing Bournemouth at home. Like, three pretty tough games if you look at it. You look at Everton and the way they performed after that game. They're probably going to finish mid-table, maybe upper mid-table. Bournemouth, I think, are going to finish upper mid-table, 10th to 8th probably. Then you got Newcastle, who, in my opinion, are going to be up there for European football, I think. I know they've had a poor start and they've not been great to start off, but I think they're going to build and they're going to find a way, and they're going to find their way back up to near the top of the league and, you know, in that European spots, whether that's Europa League or Champions League. But yeah, so I'm looking at those and I'm looking at the results that we've had at home against three pretty good teams. And I'm just like, we're going to give anyone a game at home. We're not going to get battered. Do I think we're going to win? Probably not. I'm going to predict. So my head is saying we lose this game 2-0 or 2-1, but I'm going to go with my heart. And it's saying a 1-1 draw. It's saying that we're going to get a 1-1 draw, you know, in this game, because I've just liked the way we performed at home, and I don't know if Spurs are going to be able to get in behind us. Of course, Kudus is a very good player, and having Kudus up against Okafor, we'll see how he does against him, and Goodmanson. We'll see how those two do as a partnership against Kudus. And I just think the other side, you know, whoever starts on the other side, I think Aronson and Bogle is just going to lock whoever that is up, you know, and because I back them defensively. I back Aronson and Bogle in it as a defensive partnership from your winger and your fullback. I just think they're very good together, and it's very hard to get past them as a winger, because I think they're both very good defensively. Then, of course, you got two returns. Archie Gray, who's going to get a positive response from the crowd, you know, hello, Archie. And then, of course, you got Jed Spence, who's going to get booed the whole game. So we'll see how he plays, and it'll be, you know, a Leeds thing for him to score, and he'll probably want to score against us, you know, coming back to Elland Road after, of course, he was on loan at us and barely played, really. And, yeah, then went back to Spurs, so he'll really want to score against us. And, yeah, I'm excited for this game. It's going to be a tough test, which is you know, what we want to see in the league. We want to see the tough tests. And this is going to be another one against Spurs. As I said, my prediction is going to be a 1-1 draw. But yeah, if we lose this game, it's not going to be the end of the world. Look, it would be nice to get a result going into the international break as well. You know, so we don't have this negative result of a loss going into it, and you have to think about it for however long the international break is. You know, you're sitting thinking on that result because it's the last game we played. But yeah, we've had a pretty good start to the season. 8 points, you know, even if we lost this game, you know, 2-4, what would it be? It would be 8 points in 7 games. That'll be a very good start, in my opinion. I've loved our start. I think we played well, and I think we're showing teams that, like, the promoted clubs are going to fight. You know, they're going to be good this season. Burnley, who I think had a very difficult start. You got Leeds and Sunderland, who, of course, have started very well. And, yeah, I just think in this game, I think we are going to give them a contest. I think it's going to be a tough game for Spurs. Like, it's not going to be an easy game for them. And if they do win, as I said, I'm not going to be mad, because they're a team that really should be beating us. Like, on paper and all that, should be beating us. But at Elland Road, in the atmosphere and the way we played there, and how much of a fortress it has been, and how much of a fortress I think it will be for the rest of this season in the Premier League. And I think that's what's going to keep us up at the end of the season. You know, we're going to look at our home form and say that's what kept us up. And yeah, I'm very excited for this game. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know your score predictions. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you are new, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.